May 22, 1968. The USS Scorpion, one of America's most advanced nuclear submarines, vanishes without a trace. No distress call, no wreckage, just gone. 6 months later, they find it, broken in two, lying in the silent black of the Atlantic. The Navy says it was an accident, but the truth? Some say the Soviets sank it. Others whisper about a torpedo that turned on its own crew. Tonight, we dive into the mystery that the US government still won't solve. Before we descend to the depths, hit subscribe, because once you hear this story, you'll never think about the ocean the same way again. The USS Scorpion was no ordinary submarine. She was a skipjack-class attack sub, sleek, fast, and armed with nuclear weapons. 99 sailors called her home. They were young, skilled, and proud to serve on one of the Navy's deadliest machines.
On May 21, 1968, the Scorpion was on its way home to Norfolk, Virginia. It had been shadowing Soviet naval forces in the Mediterranean. Just one more routine check-in with headquarters. Everything sounded normal. Then, silence.
The Scorpion never arrived. The Navy launched a massive search, but the ocean swallowed its secret whole. For 6 months, families waited, prayed, hoped. And then, November 1968, deep beneath the Atlantic, 400 miles southwest of the Azores, a camera captured a nightmare. The Scorpion's shattered hull, lying in pieces nearly 11,000 feet below the surface. The wreck was torn apart, the bow twisted, the aft section collapsed. It didn't look like an ordinary sinking. It looked like violence. The official explanation? A torpedo malfunction. Investigators claimed a faulty battery caused one of the Scorpion's own weapons to arm itself. The torpedo supposedly exploded inside the sub, but sailors know their craft. Torpedoes don't just arm themselves. And the crew of the Scorpion were experienced. If something had gone wrong, why was there no distress call? Why no attempt to surface? Soon, darker theories began to circulate. Some pointed to the Soviets. In May of 1968, Cold War tensions were peaking. Soviet subs had been shadowing U.S. ships. The Scorpion itself was reportedly tracking a Soviet convoy just days before it vanished. Could it have been ambushed, sunk in a secret act of war that the U.S. government chose to cover up? Others whispered about sabotage. A former Navy intelligence officer claimed the Scorpion was sacrificed, sunk deliberately to cover up a spy scandal within the Navy's own ranks. If true, it would mean the loss of 99 men wasn't a tragedy. It was an execution. And then, sailors spoke of a curse. Just 5 years earlier, another nuclear sub, the USS Thresher, imploded during a test dive, killing all 129 aboard.
Was there a fatal flaw in America's submarine fleet? A design defect that the Navy refused to admit? Then came the most chilling evidence of all. In 1985, a Navy hydroacoustics expert revisited classified recordings from underwater listening stations. These stations, hidden across the world's oceans, were designed to track Soviet submarines. On May 22, 1968, those sensors picked up something. First, a small explosion. Seconds later, another. And then a massive detonation, the sound of a submarine being torn apart by crushing pressure. 2 blasts, minutes apart. What happened in that gap? Was the Scorpion fighting for survival? Was it under attack, or did it fire a weapon that came back for it? The Navy has never given a straight answer. Official files remain classified. The families of the 99 men aboard the Scorpion still beg for the truth decades later. But all they've received are silence and rumors. Some believe the Scorpion was sunk by a Soviet torpedo, a secret act of war hidden to prevent nuclear retaliation. Others believe her own torpedo circled back, a malfunction that doomed the crew before they had a chance to react. And some believe the truth is far darker. A spy on board, a deliberate act.
a sacrifice made not in combat, but in politics. The USS Scorpion rests 11,000 feet below the surface. 99 sailors entombed in steel, lost to the sea. The Navy calls it an accident. The families call it a cover-up. The ocean calls it justice. The ocean keeps its secrets, but the Scorpion's crew, they're still waiting for justice. If you love unsolved mysteries, smash that subscribe button because next week we're diving into another submarine tragedy, the Kursk and the cover-up that shocked the world.